playing he's playing support, so we don't ever really have to say his name, man.
No,
especially Mercy.
We're just gonna say the Mercy. Okay, you're right, because that's gonna be more identifiable, anyways.
That joke works better for Lucio's. To be honest,
I like fried wiener more than I like hentai guy too. So I don't know.
It brightens up the mood a little.
I'm really not liking the Christmas playlist. I liked the rap playlist a little bit better.
All right. Well, we are here in our best of 3 semifinals, guys. We've got Sinatraas Christmas playlist, since we are in December, going up against Looking for Team over on the red. We did see these guys before, but they did not see Josiah. They didn't see Zaire here, and we've seen both these two in action before, and they have done wonderful things. But again, it's not that same team that were, that's dominated AGs in the past year. So definitely an opportunity here for LFT to take advantage of that. And Rudy out of the picture right away. Sir Soul is now off the board, and the Tracer for the side of the Christmas playlist is lighting up the feed. Winston not going to be able to make it out of this one alive.
And look at that last fight. Consider which heroes were actually taking pressure. In the backline, Sinatra's Christmas playlist was taking virtually no pressure because Josiah up in the skies was able to keep Cute Boy away from all of that danger. Sir Soul was on the ground the whole time. Zaire was all over him.
They're going to try for an approach through the main gate here, as we do see Sir Soul and Rudy make their way past that entryway. But even so, Zaire sitting on a pulse bomb. If he can find something here, that'd be pretty big. But Calvin going to be out of the picture. They almost take control of the point here, but not going to be the case. They will be able to contest this one. Sir Soul comes back in. He's going to be taken down, as I think he was going in for red.
Zaire, what's going on, man? Just fell off the map, but it's okay, because again, he's Tracer. And on top of that, everybody else is dead. Another situation, though, where Sir Soul was just in the thick of the fight, and they need to find a way to get him away from that danger if they want to stay alive in these fights and keep to it.
So what do you make of Josiah's Pharaoh? Because he's always on the Tracer, man. But,
he is.
I mean, he's beating out the specialist. They brought Rudy in specifically for this over the Genji from Icy, which we know how good that can be here. So Sir Soul drops early on once again. He doesn't even have Valkyrie. He hasn't had it all game here. His pulse bomb's out there from, I believe that was Faker. Was able to connect, but unable to find the kill there under the Primal Rage to Winston. They take the point mid-fight, but I just don't think they have the numbers here, especially with 2 Resurrects coming out there from Cute Boy. They're actually going to see a sound barrier. They're going to try to hold on to this one here.
Oh, Josiah's under pressure now, under duress from this Tracer, and he's going to continue laying that pressure on, but still, look at Zaire just dishing out tons of damage to these tanks here. Gets a nice D-Mech onto Haze. He's going to be able to put the pressure on, but they do flip the point in the meantime, so that's actually pretty crazy that they were able to do that within that fight alone. That's huge for them to be able to deter some of this points gains from happening.
Yeah, that would have been, I mean, we'd be in overtime pretty much right now if they didn't take that one here, but they did manage to hold on at that. So a good comeback from LFT. They take it mid-fight and they get themselves up to 40%. They're in a position to where they could actually take the lead here and sitting pretty comfortably. I mean, they only have a pulse bomb relay to work with. Everything else is sub 50% here, so that could be troubling for them.
And remember what happened the last time we saw them playing on control point. I mean, they just let go of the first point, and then they were just uncontested almost throughout after that. Now it's going to be up to Faker, Rudy, make sure that they are able to find these kills to make sure that they can continue to hold on to this for quite some time here.
Rage came out there from Moopy trying to keep himself up, but it's going to be a support for a support, and with Sir Soul out of the picture, we're going to see self-destructs on the point, going to knock everyone out for a couple of seconds here. But the fact that Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they've got their Mercy here. Sir Soul has died so many times to get these fights underway. It's not a good look for them, and now they're going to lose their lead that they had for just a couple of seconds here, and we'll see if Christmas playlist can take the round off this next fight.
Josiah holding onto that barrage right now. He's already been contesting Rudy quite well. And look at this, the Lucio way out of position as he gets pushed even further out of it. Barrage goes down, and that's a free kill onto the Winston.
Rudy is able to connect the mid-air onto that one. It's pretty back and forth. Sir Soul goes down again, though, but Cute Boy was coming up on Valkyrie. He's going to get dropped here. Remember, there are 3 people in the area here. Nobody is here to contest. And round number 1 going over to Sinatra's Christmas playlist.
Really close, though, and kind of almost stolen away to a degree there by LFT, who were able to flip the point mid-fight. And then on top of that, just hold out for quite some time. Just get a lot of free points off of that second fight that they were able to steal it in. Now, moving over to this one here, this stage, I mean, we're definitely bound to see some Junkrat action. Looks like Izire is going to be pulling it out, and that's kind of different than what you would say would be the norm, as, you know, Josiah obviously was the one who was playing the projectile character just moments ago, but now they're going to be switching. Izire playing Junkrat and Josiah instead picking up the hit scan of the Soldier. Obviously, Soldier really, really solid on this map. If they can deal with Faker here on the Tracer, then I think they're gonna be in a really good spot on this one. But look at this Orisa coming out as well.
Ooh. Orisa is something you do see a little bit, if you on this point in particular, of course, with that Junkrat. This will be interesting to see how LFT.
There's not really a person who can jump off or who can fall off. Everybody else can really kind of come back onto the point. So it's not. I don't think they're going to be able to find too many picks off of this.
Well, they are going to try to take that small... Oh, man, Hentai going to get booped off. The displacement coming out there from Hazy just enough to get the job done. But Hazy going to get dropped off the map as well from Moopy. But even so, the first point's going over to LFT here. I mean, it's kind of tough for them to be mobile with that Orisa and move on to the point like they wanted to. And this composition just not working as intended. And then Rudy already sitting on that barrage.
What you have to do is you have to get really clutch picks and ideally launch them off the map, get environmental kills, or at least kill them while they're falling so that the Mercy can't get the res, and then move on to the point with that big advantage that you have. They aren't going to find that, though, because there's really not a lot of options for them to do so. Everybody in this comp is just able to get back onto the point, so at the very least, the Mercy should be able to recontest and get that person back up into the fight.
They're going to move onto the point. Barrage comes from up top. It's Rudy connecting onto Moopy. And Herox there are going to maintain control here. The Roadhog is trying to slither away, but it's just, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. He's actually up to 100% HP again. He's going to drop the whole hog in the back just to get out of that here. It's not a fan of that one, given you can actually knock people off the map with it, but yeah, I don't know.
It's just a question of value of getting out and keeping that time, or just having the ultimate available. I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50 in my mind, because he did save a lot of time for them, and they really need this fight.
They're going to drop that Valkyrie right away here from Karkar. Move on to the point. Pulse bombs out. Hentai going to get hit with it, but he's going to be okay for the time being. Primal Rage coming out from Mimes does connect. Hentai just not getting the best of many situations whatsoever as Karkar comes in, grabs Moopy back up into this one. They've got the numbers on the point here despite losing a few early on. Sir Soul coming back into this is going to get taken down, heat up a little bit more of that ult charge, but nonetheless, Sinatra's Christmas playlist at least getting something on the board here.
It's going to be kind of difficult to jump in when this Junkrat's just hazing. If they can control this doorway well, they should be able to get an easy 30, 40, maybe even 50% off of this direct hold, but they're going to fall back instead. Use Josiah, who does have that tac visor available, and try to make use of that. Rudy needs to try to play sightlines very, very intelligently here if they're going to be able to keep him alive while this tac visor comes out.
They're not going to waste any time trying to take advantage of the position. Primal Rage comes out from Moopy to keep himself nice and healthy here, so trying to pin him all the way back there here. So maybe find something with Josiah's tactical visor. Self-destruct is out on the point. We'll see if he wants to drop it. No, they're going to hold on to it. Now he's going to bring it out here. So they still have a Transcendence to sit on as well. But Josiah taken down. Both him and Karkar dropped immediately from Rudy. Finds him with the Barrage here. This could be the round in their favor.
That's exactly why you get a specialist for the job on that one. I mean, he completely countered out that tac visor, something that could have easily won them that fight. And now it's just turned completely around. Sinatra's Christmas playlist don't look like they're going to be able to hold on much longer here, and that's going to be the flip. Remember, they have 84%, so Sinatra's Christmas playlist needs to get in here as soon as possible to contest at least, and then try to win a fight. That's going to be pretty tough to pull out.
Given they don't really have anything to work with, there's a sound barrier available from Calvin. They are going to be able to contest this one. Sound barrier comes out, only able to connect onto 3 other teammates here, but they're trying to pull them back to the point itself. Josiah gets resurrected here as that Primal Rage is really hurting them. Oh, Sir Soul taken down. They take the point mid-fight as well here. Everything seems to be going in favor of Sinatra's rap playlist, or Christmas playlist rather. Herox, they were spread out all over the place. I mean, Moopy and Izire both were on the point, but they managed to pull him back, and this is an opportunity to take the map.
I mean, you have two options in that kind of situation. The tanks are going to go forward, and they're going to try to contest. They're going to try to get on point, establish some early pressure. And you have 2 options. You either find those kills early, or you just switch places, find all their backline kills, and then turn around and find all the tanks. They did neither. Oh,
Hurix. Oh, Josiah gets taken down. They do have Resurrect to get him back up. Pulse Bomb's out there. Transcendence comes out here onto the point. Karkar's out of the picture, though. It's pretty back and forth as a Pulse Bomb gets stuck onto Hazy. He's going to be taken down. There's nothing to really work with from the side of pretty much either team, though. Josiah is coming up on a tactical visor if he can manage to turn it around here, if he can get here in time, but there's just not much of a point presence. Karkar now back in the mix, but there's no tanks. It's 76, it's a Lucio here, it's 99 to 99, and it looks like LFT have got it on lock, and it looks like they're going to be able to push this to a round number 3.
Oh, Isaiah tries to make it over, but the overtime has gone on for far too long. It takes down quick. Isaiah falls at the end, but now moving into round number 3 here on this first map. Boy, does it doesn't really get any closer. I mean, you know, 199 on that last one. Now moving over to a map of Shrine. I mean, this is going to be intense here for a map number 3.
Intense, I think, is a little bit of an understatement at that here, except 199 there in that second round. I knew this was going to be a close one, and this is only the semifinals here tonight. Whenever this still has competition to take on. But with that in mind here, you got to remember that Rudy is only kind of a stand-in here for, we'll see how long they want to go with him. The second map is Hollywood. I don't imagine they're going to, you know, sit on him. They're probably going to bring Icy back into the mix, but more on that after this map. Winner of this goes up 1-0 in the best of 3 semifinal set. Here, who's it going to be right now?
Now Hazy pushing forward. I mean, you really got to get some value out of this Pharah, who's obviously just playing Pharah. You already know that he's going to pull it out. So now the question is, you know, do you want to, you know, try to phase him out completely, or do you want to just try to control the ground game, Josiah in the air alongside? I mean, right now it looks like they're just trying to win the game from the stairs here. And, oh, a little bit of an over. Oh, he goes out way too far, but he hasn't gotten killed off. He's staying alive. How did they not finish the Winston off there?
Oh, Josiah gets taken down, and they lose their Diva's mech. Here it's LFT in a really solid position right now. Look at the ult charge as well, though. It looks like they're going to have a Valkyrie ready to go from the side of Sinatraas Christmas Playlist. They're actually going to bring it out here. Karkar gets back up into the mix right now. We'll see how they fare with this here, because they don't really have any damage in the area. Sound Barrier comes out. They're devoting a lot to this fight, man. Sound Barrier from both sides now. Another Valkyrie. Remember, nobody actually holds on to the point here. We've got ultimates flying out left and right. Self-destruct comes through. It's not going to connect, but a Pulse Bomb able to get rid of Hentai Guy's mech here. And Hurix still, it looks like LFT have the advantage.
They have to hang on, though, as Hazy falls. Now that's going to leave open their Winston. Can they find the kill quick, or can they put some pressure onto that Mercy? Find that kill instead, and it looks like they finally do, but man, it's still just an all-out brawl on this point. Moopy trying to find the Lucio. If they can find that kill, they might be able to hang on here.
Wow, they do it some way, somehow. They pull back into that one. Ultimates flying left and right. There's really no way for either team to gauge what hasn't been used, I guess, moving into this next fight, or where anybody stands in terms of ult charge. But thankfully for both teams, I guess, support ultimates not really available from either side, so don't have to worry about Valkyrie moving into the next fight. But Sinatraas Christmas Playlist, we'll see if Josiah can live up to the task of finding something big with the barrage.
Rudy had a huge one in the last one, but man, losing your Mercy out, both supports out early on like that does not bode well for Sinatraas Christmas Playlist at all. They found a kill onto the Mercy, but still down 2-1 in terms of the supports, and it looks like they're just going to have to be backed up completely again.
I mean, losing one person early on, I mean, is enough to pull back, but losing both supports, I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that. Gonna have to cut your losses and look for a regroup here. 50% away from taking this first map, kind of unexpectedly here with their specialist Pharah. I mean, I'm gonna keep talking about that because that is interesting to say the least. Barrage from up top, though. Josiah finds one, but Rudy able to connect midair. See the self-destruct coming out, not quite able to find anything, but your Mercy is off the board here from the side of Christmas Playlist, and he's got Valkyrie available, and it looks like LFT might be able to hold on. Mimes, though, going to be taken down there without their Lucio as well. Rudy up top with a barrage, but so much absorbed by that defense matrix. Is able to find the mech in the end here, and now we see the Mercy coming back in for the side of the Christmas Playlist. He's got Valkyrie up here. Still, Sir Soul comes back. Another bloodbath on our hands, but they get to flip it 83%.
And they're doing it in the middle of the fight, too. If they can hang on and win this, it'll look a lot like what we saw on Village just moments ago. And they do demech Hazy third time, if I'm not mistaken, here in this fight. Faker comes onto the point, tries to find an opening pick for them to just try to reestablish some momentum on the point, and they don't get it at all. Faker actually winding up dying as well, and still Sinatra's Christmas playlist hanging on here on the point as Sir Soul falls as well.
Yeah, they're going to keep piling back onto this at this point. They actually moved their Mercy over to a Zenyatta now, which is a little interesting. Maybe trying to get a little bit of that lockdown pressure onto Rudy potentially as well as Mimes, but he's going to go ahead and pop the Primal Rage. They're really trying to take this right now. I think LFT just need to get a regroup here because there's no reason to continue to trickle back into this, and that's exactly what they're going to do. 45% still mustered up from that flip mid-fight.
Again, it's exactly what we saw on that last map, or not last map, but the first map on Village. I mean, they flipped the point mid-fight, and then they're able to just steal away 40-50% from it, and ooh, that might actually find a kill. Oh, very close, Hentai Guy, aka Fried Wiener. Very close from finding one, and they're going to engage off of that now, as Hentai Guy is not going to be able to have that mech again if he does fall out of this. So Moopy might actually be in a little bit of danger here.
They're going to move on to this one. Looks like Mimes actually diving into the back, trying to disperse them a little bit here, but Hazy going to be taken out of the mech, forced to use self-destruct. Does he catch anybody? Yes, finds two! Oh man, they were not able to skitter away from that one here. Zenyatta was able to, but there are down so many people. Barrage on the point itself is Moopy going to be dropped. They will get the flip. They will retake their lead here and push it to one final fight here. I mean, you got about 10 seconds to go. I don't even think they're going to be able to get all 6 back into this fight. This is not looking good for Sinatra's Christmas playlist.
There is not a chance that I think that they're going to be able to come in here. They have sound barrier, but so does Calvin. They're going to push right in. They have to find some early picks here. They're not going to be able to do it. A nice 6-man on the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist off the barrier, and a 5 for Calvin, and Rudy already finding an opening pick, but the mech is gone there. Hazy falls out.
Oh man, this is not looking good. Josiah connects onto 2 with the tactical visor. Hurix, they are going to be able to retake this one. They got people coming off of respawn. Sir Soul has his resurrect, has Valkyrie Hurix, but what a retake coming out from Christmas playlist. I think they've just done it. Hazy can't make it back in time, and Hurix, the Christmas. Oh, Faker's actually here. I didn't see him. He gets dropped immediately though. I don't know. Do they have? They've got the Valkyrie Hurix. They could actually pull this back in their favor.
Oh, the healing comes out. They actually res up Faker. With the Valk, they actually get everybody back up, if I'm not mistaken. Just Hazy is gone, but again, that leaves big openings. Mimes forced, actually, to pop that Primal Rage just to try to get some pressure out right now, but the Zenyatta Discord is all over him. He's laying out the pressure. Mercy goes down. Ooh. That will be Sinatra's Christmas playlist, stealing that one away off the back of Hazy, dropping his mech in that second-to-last fight and going down early. It's double hit scan, man. Wow. You can't do that.
Car coming out with that play the game on the Mercy. Only thank goodness it's not like a 5-man team res, you know? Those were not the fun ones to watch. But anyhow, Hurix, what a battle back from these guys. And now we're going to see Icy come back into the mix. What are you thinking about, well, more than likely Icy coming back into the mix? What are you thinking about Sinatra's Christmas playlist taking him on?
What map do we have next, actually?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. I imagine they're going to want to bring Icy for Hollywood. I mean, they only really want to bring Rudy in here for the Pharah, and I imagine they're going to value the Genji over the Pharah for this particular map. I just can't imagine that they're going to want the Pharah that much, unless Rudy really, you know, is quite as proficient on those other heroes, but as far as I can tell, they're just using him really for just that Pharah, so they are more than likely going to bring in Icy here, and it looks like he is coming in, so they're going to make that swap for Hollywood. Obviously, that does make a lot of sense, especially for a map like Hollywood. I think that's just going to work out well for them. I don't think it's better or worse, because all you're doing is really just taking out what was a really strong Pharah for a map that works well with Pharah, and moving in a really strong Genji for a map that works really well for Genji. So I think it's a neutral point right there, but the fact of the matter is that you still have a very versatile player in Icy that's moving in here onto Hollywood to maybe help them out a little bit, because obviously that was a very close matchup on that last point that they just barely lost. But I really think that it comes down to the fact that they really need to make sure that Hazy is staying alive so that he can continue to protect the backline and, more importantly, protect the Winston as well, because Mimes needs a little bit of that help to make sure that he lives versus Josiah, who is playing that soldier quite well right now and really dishing out a ton of pressure alongside Izire into Mimes as often as possible when they get that mech out of the way.
Okay, guys. Well, we are here about to get into our second map in this semifinal matchup. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the AG Weekly number 80. We have a crowdfunded prize pool tonight, which last I checked was already at $40, all through the coupon codes. And I believe there was a $5 donation in there as well. But if you guys want to help out the prize pool tonight, you can do so for free using our coupon codes provided by Maturino. So type in !Maturino in Twitch chat, guys, then hit contribute on the page, and then type in the coupon codes AGOW78 and AGOW79. We don't actually have one for 80 this week because we have so many leftovers from the last couple of weeks. So be sure to do that, guys, on top of the $100 tossed into the prize pool, courtesy of Haste. Every single week, they are huge supporters of the AG Weekly series here. But it looks like there was one using the restroom on the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist here. So
looks like they're ready now.
Awesome. Awesome. It looks like we do have an update on the other side of the bracket here. It's no anime allowed. Beat out Full Send, who got second last week. I think they actually lost to the Christmas playlist guys 2-0. So no anime allowed made it into the finals. So they are awaiting the winner. Probably watching on stream right now to see who takes this set.
So was the Sinatra's rap playlist that had like Apply and stuff on it, right?
I think Christmas playlist was still last week.
Well, I mean, from weeks prior, the rap playlist had like Apply and some of those other guys on it that are now on Kungarna, right? So it's a slightly different roster as opposed to the one we saw. Because I was just going off the point that a couple weeks ago there was a long span of time rather where Sinatra's rap playlist was a pretty consistent threat here in AG, and then I think that roster has been pulled apart a little bit to kind of feed into the new Kungarna now, I think, that Michael is trying to put together, if I'm not mistaken. And now the Christmas playlist, which we've seen this week and last week, is the new iteration of some of the guys that were there putting together a new team, I guess. That's all I can gather from it, I guess.
All right. Well, we've got Sinatra's Christmas playlist. Man, that is such a mouthful. I wish there was some abbreviation. We'll just call them the playlist.
Yeah.
We'll just call them the playlist. Going up against LFT here. LFT need to take this. They need to force it to Lijiang Tower for a game 3 if they want to move into the finals. But they're on offense to get things started. Hurix and Icy back on that Genji. Sersol over to the Zenyatta. We'll see if they can deal with Izire, who is actually on the Soldier 76. And Josiah back to that Tracer.
Ooh, he's lurking too.
We know him for playing that Tracer so well here in AG.
We do see Baker on the opposing team here flanking all the way through Cafe, putting some pressure onto the Zenyatta. That's an early kill, but they fire back. That's both DPS down that Moopy were able to find in that back corner.
And Karkar being one of them that was taken down here, so that's not going to be good. But Hazy is out of the mech. He's going to be cornered, and it looked a little wary there, but nonetheless, they will be able to go ahead and pounce onto the remaining survivors there with the Winston. Get themselves a little bit of that additional ult charge here.
They're actually going to give all of that. They're going to give all of that to the Zenyatta here. They're going to give all of that healing that comes from healing up Moopy over to the Zenyatta so that he can get closer to that Transcendence, which is incredibly smart given the fact that Icy is on that Genji. They need it for the Blade. They need it for that all-out aggression so that they can keep the Zenyatta alive in these engagements. That's really smart.
They changed Karkar off of the Mercy as well over to the Lucio here, probably so he could get back a little bit quicker, but they lose too early on, man. You find Hazy's mech, but ultimately this is looking like LFT just have the advantage. Hazy's coming up on a Dragon Blade if they need it, but it's just not going to be the case here. So they solidify. It took them an extra push. One more than I think they were looking for, but nonetheless, it happens in under 2 minutes, and LFT looking pretty strong.
And it looks like Icy is trying to fall out a couple of kills there. Oh, doesn't manage to do it, and he actually might fall off himself as Josiah is looking to find that kill. It doesn't. A little bit of healing coming out from Sersol. Look at the ult stacking up on either side here as You know, both support ults for Calvin, Searsoul over here for LFT. Karkar doesn't have his, but we do see Cute Boy almost ready to go with the Transcendence himself, and Icy falls early.
Oh, they force out that sound barrier as well. Mubi was in the back line, and like you said, with Icy going down, they can afford to just continue to press on here. Self-destruct doesn't quite find anything from Hazy. He just felt like he needed to get the reset, but I would have liked to see him hold on to that Hurix, but you know, not the biggest of ultimates by any means. They've got their team back in the mix. Icy is going to unsheath the blade. He's in the back, immediately finds the 76, looking for Hentai Guy, who's able to get, he actually finds the D-Mech as well here, and now LFT are cruising forward off the back of that Dragon Blade.
Yeah, they're going to push right off of that. Icy, I guess, to some extent, kind of just the specialist of all things other than the Pharah here. Definitely showing his worth on the Genji over the past 2 sets that we've seen him in. But look at this, Faker almost ready to go with another pulse bomb here. Can he get an initial kill? That's going to be the question here. If he can find something onto Karkar, I think would probably be the biggest. But well, he'll have to look for it. Oh, he actually gets it pretty close, but not finding a kill. And Hentai Guy, man, what a bomb drop.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Faker. Faker recalled back to his previous spot, and half a second later got hit by the self-destruct. Just didn't even see it coming. Good setup coming out there from Hazy. Probably didn't intend for that, but nonetheless, they are going to be able to push him back with 3 minutes remaining. Still a good amount of time, but they're playing rather aggressively. I like this. This is sort of gameplay we haven't seen for quite some time here.
Now they're going to push forward. They're going to be very aggressive, but remember that Cute Boy does have that Transcendence available here. Mupi holding on very, very low at the moment, but will be able to pull back as Searsoul finds their opening pick. But that's just onto the Tracer. They still can have him re-engage. Transcendence coming out.
They're going to drop it rather early from both sides. Self-destruct on the payload, but it's a tactical visor from Izire, who's able to connect onto Hazy. Doesn't have to worry about that defense matrix anymore here. It wasn't in the greatest position, but kind of got cornered out, and it ended up working in their favor, man. So they're going to be able to push him back and play rather aggressively once again and see if they can rack up a few more kills.
Wow, they are just not watching Izire at all. This man is cleaning up at the backside here. Found that late kill onto Searsoul, so they're down to Zenyatta at the moment. He comes back up, so now they can re-engage here. Hentai Guy, Mupi, both at about 66% about, so now if they do get aggressive, those guys don't get heals, they might have an advantage to push on.
Pulse bomb as well, Searsoul. They're just going to have to look for a regroup, man. They're going to move in regardless. Look at the Winston right now. Primal Rage pop. They're pushing into this. There's a Dragon Blade. He's got the support of a sound barrier at his back. Mimes barely holds on for his life thanks to the sound barrier itself here. But Icy, he gets picked apart. And I just don't know about this. Self-destruct is out on the point from Hentai Guy to knock him away for the time being. But ultimately, the Christmas playlist, I mean, they're just buying a whole lot of time here.
They are wasting a lot of time on this time bank right now. Izire with another tac visor ready to go. They also have the ability to engage with the Transcendence. Karkar should be able to generate his ultimate as well. The sound barrier will have tremendous value in this one. I'm just looking for them to just want to get in there. They have the ability to contest. It looks like they are going to get in there just in the nick of time, it seems.
Ooh. 1.37 meters away, Hurix, and they pop the Transcendence here. They're going to try to knock him off, but Mimes doesn't quite have a Primal Rage to do just that. They actually use it on the side of Mupi to see if they can follow through with any kills. Searsoul and Hazy, oh man, Izire needs a little bit of help. No, he does not. They shut them down, Hurix. 45 seconds to go, and Playlist, they are looking good. They have a sound barrier to work with, Hurix, but not much else.
Icy not having that blade to just get up there into Izire's face, that's going to hurt them. They do have that Transcendence that will allow them to get in there and have a really good shot, but they have to weigh out, you know, that they have to wait out rather that sound barrier that's going to come out from Karkar. He's ready to go with that. That should keep their front lines alive when they do probably get aggressive to re-engage, basically, you know, kind of counter dive onto them.
They're going to look to initiate with the Transcendence coming out here from Searsoul, but looking for a pulse bomb from Faker. Able to stick it onto the Winston. He gets the kill. Karkar, the sound barrier wasn't quite enough. They need to sit on the payload here, but nobody's there to contest. They will end up grabbing that additional 90 seconds here. And LFT, man, a sigh of relief coming out from these guys right now. They're going to look to continue with some of this pressure, rack up a little bit more of that ult percentage, but again here, it's 115. It's not a lot to work with here.
Icy pulling out the blade as well, or ready to pull out the blade, I should say, instead, and that's going to be big for them because they don't have any ants for it at the moment. Now, if he gets aggressive towards this Zenyatta here, that's just another fight where they don't have that Transcendence available, and it's another fight where Icy can generate a lot of value out of that blade because the Transcendence won't be there for them to utilize.
I wouldn't waste any time if I'm the playlist guys to, you know, push onto the payload and try to waste as much of that as they possibly can. But Icy taken down as he's unsheathing the blade, man. It's the Helix connecting from Izire. He's going to fall through with a tactical visor and shut that push down in any hopes whatsoever from LFT to do anything, because I think all of that kind of rested on Icy's shoulders to get something done with the Dragon Blade.
Huge opportunity for Cute Boy too, because as the blade came out, so did the Transcendence. So now that he's able to generate a little bit of extra ult charge off of the back of that fight because he stayed alive there, he's able to kind of stay in line with Icy for a little bit longer here while also still getting value out of that last Transcendence.
We're going to see everything being popped from LFT. They need to make way, somehow here. The self-destruct knocks him off for a few seconds there as overtime going to tick down. The numbers on the payload itself are clearly in favor of LFT, so it's going to have to be a regroup from playlist side. But Herix, they don't have anything other than that Primal Rage. Maybe knock them around, coming up potentially on another Transcendence. But with Icy out of the picture, they're going to have the 6-on-5 advantage.
Both Tracers without a recall, so you won't see too much hyper-aggression from them. Certainly a lot of ease ability to be able to take down Hazy here, but they actually find Mimes first. We should see Sinatra's, Christmas playlist able to hold on here, given the fact that those tanks are already out of the picture.
Yeah, that's going to drain down rather quickly here. Izire wraps it up here with a nice tactical visor. Icing on the cake there. And they've got their work cut out for them here on Hollywood. Should they hit that golden box here, because they will move into the finals tonight. And I think it's certainly doable. I mean, Icy's presence has been, you know, he's made himself known here in this matchup, but it feels like Christmas Playlist has found an answer for him, or at least in the time. I mean, we've seen some good Dragon Blades from him, don't get me wrong, but they've seen, you know, they didn't complete the map. And I feel like a lot of that is, you know, a lot of what they're going to have to do here on defense is going to be resting on what Icy can do.
I mean, Izire just went off on that one, didn't he? I mean, you know, Josiah did pretty well on Tracer, but every time we saw Icy with enough room to work, the times that he was shut down, I mean, you know, certainly it was like about 75-25. Icy was more often than not doing a lot. But when he wasn't, it was because Izire on the Soldier was able to shut him down. We saw him pull out that blade, and alongside the help of Cute Boy there with the Discord, he was able to like completely take him out in almost an instant, which nullified the blade, allowed Cute Boy to not only generate the amount of ult charge he needed to actually activate the Transcendence, but then use the Transcendence to push that rest of the fight forward, and then the rest of his team was able to generate their ults to be able to actually have a tremendous amount of momentum into the next fight. So that weird series of events all started with Izire being able to shut down Icy, which is a pretty hard thing to pull off.
All right, we'll see what they can do here, as it looks like Mimes. Oh, he is back.
He's good.
All right, just want to make sure.
He's a Winston.
He wasn't disconnected.
He's still gonna have to. He's still gonna have to come pretty quick, and he won't have his leap. Maybe I don't think he's gonna be in the perfect position, but he'll be in a decent enough position that'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. We do see Josiah looking for a little bit of a flank here towards the back room. We'll see if he's able to connect onto anything. Is Whoopie not going to waste any time jumping up top here? See if they can look for a kill on the Faker or Icy in particular, but they are just going to be pounced upon. Man, good pullback there from LFT, able to capitalize on getting a few of them out of position there, and you know, wrapping up a first nice fight quite nicely there.
That's exactly how you need to keep your Zenyatta alive. Everybody falling back onto the stairs, keep Zenyatta in the corner if at all possible, and put your tanks in front of him whenever you can. I mean, get the defense matrix up, get that berry up, coordinate between the tanks on which one needs to be ready to go, because obviously you don't need to stack them in all situations, so that was a really good job. Now, Playlist looking to try to capitalize again here, and they're just going to opt for a trade on Winston's.
Yeah. Faker needs to be dealt with here. He's got the Diva, he's got the Zenyatta protecting him. Hentai Guy's got to find a way to get up to him, or at least maybe create some space for Josiah to do something there, but Josiah's way back, man. He's back towards their spawn right now, so at least on the other side of it, maybe trying to find somebody off of respawn.
I think he was trying to hunt down
He's not up
Winston.
to a full spawn, so I'm curious to see what his approach is going to be here, but already...
Soldier knows. I mean, Faker knows. He's sitting there waiting and watching and listening. That's the main thing, just listening. I think they saw each other, heard each other at the very least, as we do see him ready to approach Josiah, going in for the 1v1, has the recall. The ultimate comes out from Faker as he's actually sound barriered up as well.
But Izaya's Dragon Blade was shut down, man. He found nothing, immediately taken down. Even so, a nice self-destruct comes out. He's able to find one support at that, but there are still 4 people looming for the side of LFT. The respawn advantage not really going to mean much here, as Christmas Playlist looking to try to get back into this rather quickly. They do have a Primal Rage and a Sound Barrier, but we'll see if they're able to take advantage of where they're at right now. Hurix down to 145. Moopy gonna try for the same approach again. It just hasn't worked for them time and time again.
Oh, that was a good engage that time, though. Already found this in Yada. That's a big pickup for them. They got 1 tick now. They just need to slow those respawns. You need to have more people on the payload now, more than ever.
Sound Barrier came out from Karkar. Not really going to counteract a whole lot. Still looking to take a second tick. They are going to be able to do just that. Hurix force them off of the point itself. Pulse Bomb comes down. Josiah finds Faker, who is coming up on a tactical visor, but Icy is able to slice through them all. He connects onto 2. He's going to shut down their hopes right then and there. Hurix 110 on the board. We might be headed to a game 3.
This is incredibly winnable here for LFT. I mean, they have the Blade pretty close here. I mean, they have it on both sides. They do have Transcendence as well, but if you can keep Sir Soul alive long enough for him to get his Transcendence up, they have an advantage here holding out on this cafe.
Well, 45 seconds could be 2 team fights, but Sinatra's Christmas Playlist are trying to take it right now. Izire cannot afford to get shut down like he did last time here because he got no value from that Dragon Blade. Does have a Transcendence at his back. This time they only need a tick here. So there's a Transcendence initiation coming out here from the offense. Sound Barrier out from Calvin, but Baker was taken down by himself, I believe. Dragon Blade out from Izire. He connects onto 1, looking to find his second, but he is so dangerously low. He is going to be forced to go back and get a health back. Meanwhile, on the point itself, Hurix, there's no one really there. It's Moopy by himself. They've got no support, and we're down to 10 seconds.
I see. I mean, he had an option there. Go for the kill or pull it back. I think it was really smart for him to pull it back. Now we see Faker back in the mix, has that tac visor available. If nobody knows he's here, he could get a lot of efficacy out of this tac visor, and will indeed.
Anti-guy, he was taken down, didn't have the mech available, though. It is going to be Faker being taken down. Only 3 people on the point. Not much of a presence is here for the side of Sinatra's Christmas Playlist. There's so many in action for the defense for LFT, man. They should be able to find the Lucio. Karkar going to be taken down. Hentai Guy is back in the mix, but a Dragon Blade nonetheless for Icy. Should be able to clean this one up. And Moopy is going to be taken down in a matter of seconds. We are headed to a game number 3 on Lijiang Town.
LFT, what a performance on Hollywood. So it is kind of working out for them to a degree, at least, to have these 2 guys coming in, because Rudy had a pretty solid performance on that Pharah, looking really, really good on control. And then you bring in Icy here into the mix, and look at this play here. This was towards the end there when they were defending, and he was just trying to get a couple of kills to help generate his Blade and then close the game off of this play as well. So really slick moves from Icy, and really smart play towards the end as well from Faker to phase Josiah off the point, because they could have lost that there. That's when they got 2 ticks against them, and Faker just zoning Josiah out a little bit, forcing that recall out early, was basically what limited Josiah to not be able to get aggressive the way he wanted to on that point.
Well, it looks like they are going to be bringing Rudy back in this, Hurix, and that was my question. Is that the right thing to do in this situation? I mean, you're going to see a lot of fair action here, given that, you know, it's Lijiang Tower.
At least 2 of the maps for sure, at the very least.
So, I mean, it's all 3 of them, to be honest. I mean, we don't know what else Rudy plays, so I don't know. That's a tough call, especially with Icy doing so well and playing such a vital role. Is that the right call?
It definitely feels like they like him for control point more often than not, just to have his ability to kind of create a little bit of verticality in the way that the composition works, and making sure that, you know, Sir Soul is kept safe on that Mercy roll. I think that's a big factor, is just the fact that they're able to run the Mercy and they're able to keep that Mercy safe, because Rudy not only knows how to use the Pharah, but also knows how to use the Pharah alongside a Mercy to keep Sir Soul safe. But again, looking back onto Village, that wasn't necessarily the case. Sir Sol was the Mercy, if we remember, that just had a little bit of a struggle getting off the ground. We saw him time and time again getting pressured there by Izire and Josiah, but Izire specifically, you know, because he was on the ground and he was way too close and in the thick of things and was just getting a lot of pressure from that Tracer.
Looks like Sinatra's rap playlist is on the red side this time.
Christmas.
Or Christmas playlist. They're on red here. LFT on blue, so they did make a change of sides here after that last map. Regardless, Josiah over to the Tracer, Izire on that 76, and Rudy, of course, on the Pharah. So, can Izire, can the Zenyatta, you know, get up, pull up to the task here and try to deal with Rudy right away? Though Faker is going to be bested in that one-on-one with Josiah, and losing out on a couple of people rather early here. So a good start nonetheless for the Christmas list, guys.
Yeah, they're going to surge on forward. If they can put some pressure onto Rudy here, find some kills, that'll even slow the pace even more. And on top of that, it's going to put Izire at 51% towards that tactical visor. That's going to be huge in terms of trying to deal with Rudy later in this match here. Rudy, who of course, as we know, is incredibly strong on this Pharah, is 44% towards the barrage, so certainly keeping pace to a degree, and we saw already that he knows what to do against a soldier that has attack visor out. You just throw all the rockets at him, right?
Seems to be the case here. They're looking for an opening. They're looking some way, somehow. Maybe they just pull around the back side, but we'll see what they want to do with this one as we see Mimes moving in. Sir Sol dropped so early. Josiah has opened up 2 fights now with an opening kill, which we know how valuable that can be here. Hazy is going to be taken out of the mech, and Christmas playlist looking really good. Primal Rage out from Moopy, and they are just going to shove them all the way back here. It's 35% and counting, and seemingly no way onto the point for the side of LFT.
Seems like domination so far. Again, though, Izire with that attack visor, that's going to be huge. If they get the spacing and kind of protect him a little bit, Rudy should fall rather quickly. If Sir Sol is able to generate that Valve pretty quickly, might be in a little bit of harm's way as well there, because a lot of times you will see a soldier maybe holding on to that ultimate for the Valkyrie as well. Just depends on the pacing of the ultimates.
Self-destruct goes, oh my goodness, what a play. What a play coming out there from Hentai Guy. He knew that Rudy was coming around the side, threw it up into the air, able to find him. No escape possible for the Pharah, who is still sitting on the barrage, and this is a slaughter here. I mean, Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they came to play here in this third map, man.
Oh, they have an opportunity here, though. Oh, can he actually knock him off the map? He's holding him in a corner, so nobody's going to be able to get the healing from this Zenyatta. But he actually does knock him off. Ooh. So not only do they find the opening pick on Izire, but they phase out the Transcendence with Mimes. And then on top of that, they're able to get the kills outside of that. They're going to flip the point here, but Storm at 95%, 94% rather. Yeah, I mean, really an uphill battle for these guys.
It's going to be tough, but they were able to hold on to 2 crucial ultimates in that Valkyrie and Barrage from Sir Sol and Rudy respectively. So we'll see if Izire is able to live up to the task of finding him with this tactical visor, because he had it so early on here, but we'll see if he's able to find a good position. That is the real question right now. Can he be into a good position to do so? Pulse Bomb from Josiah, not quite able to find a kill, but Hazy is dangerously low. He should be able to get the reset, but Rudy taken down. Izire finds him. Tactical Visor is going to be out here. Both DPS are down for the side of LFT. Sir Sol trying to save the day, brings them both back up, but he's immediately taken down here. They are not going to be able to fight their way back into this one. Rudy connected onto both supports with a barrage, but just not enough. They're going to be able to get the flip, and Sinatra's Christmas playlist will end up taking this first round.
And this is one of those maps where you just don't get back up onto the point. I mean, it's very difficult to establish yourself back up onto the point. It does not happen all too often. They're going to attempt it regardless. D.Va back in from Hazy. He does not have the mech reset that comes from that ultimate. Rudy coming in. I mean, this is just going to be eternal cleanup until it's all said and done. And Christmas playlist should be up 1-0 after it's all over.
Okay, there we go. I was just saying what was going to... I was predicting the future, and I did so perfectly right there. So, 1-0 lead here for Christmas Playlist, and now 1 round away from moving themselves into the finals to take on No Anime Allowed. And here, after a performance like that, ooh, Control Center, not what Rudy was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the maps, this isn't really the one that they were looking for, you know? but still a map they can work with, still a map that they can get a lot done with this Pharah nonetheless. Obviously, Lijiang Tower is certainly quite Pharah friendly on most of the maps, and you can get away with it on this one, I think, for sure, out here on Control Center. But they're still going to have to make sure that he's kept safe. Izire right now is going to be on that Junkrat. That's something that we did see on Nepal, where they had the Junkrat versus the Pharah, and we all know how that went. So
well, they are going to be making quite a bit of that change-up. I mean, they've got the Zarya now as well as that Ana. They pretty much expected Rudy to be on the Pharah. That's why they put Josiah on that Soldier 76, as Rudy trying to take control of the skies here if he possibly can. But Sinatra's Christmas post actually kind of forced all the way back. Not going to have the positional advantage I think they were looking for. And Izire getting taken down early on here. Kind of risky to run that Junkrat into the Pharah here, but still, Josiah has to find a way to deal with this man. Meanwhile, on the point here, LFT have the advantage.
I think in this situation, when you know what the other team's going to run, I wouldn't really go with a pick that would work against most teams, which is that Junkrat, obviously. I would just go for something that you know is going to work effectively against Rudy. You already know that he's going to be running the Pharah, so you already know that they're going to have that verticality from the Pharah Mercy. Just run something that you know will haze that, put some pressure onto the guys that are on the ground, and that's going to be the Tracer. So he makes that late change now, but I think going into the start of this match, he should have been on that already.
Wow, man, they delete Rudy, who is trying to bring down the barrage onto 3 people. They nano boost up the Zarya on Hentai Guy, and they swiftly push that hold out of the question here. And now they get up to 27% here. It's not a I mean, it's a good start. You get 27%. You took advantage of the, holding on to the point, but not for too long. Not as long as they had really hoped for here, especially being down 0-1 here in this best of 3. Faker, though, sitting on the tactical visor. Let's see if he can find anything with this. Graviton Surge comes out here. Is able to connect onto a couple of them as Mime's taking down Sursoul. Gonna go ahead and pop Valkyrie. Gonna back up into this one. Self-destruct comes out. Kind of forced out at that point here, but even so, LFT trying to battle their way back onto the point, and I think they've got the numbers advantage with Mookie out of the question.
They didn't wait for Izire to have that pulse bomb to be able to use in conjunction with that Graviton Surge, so really just no value found off of it. They had enough people in it, but again, they just needed that pulse bomb. I think they needed to be a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more patient, rather, with that ultimate. But look at Hentai Guy again. He almost has it for a second time. He's at 71% here already, Storm.
He has been terrific on the Zarya so far. Josiah popped the tactical visor up top, man, but he just got pummeled into a corner. The Diva playing a big part as to why that is. So not a lot of value off that one, but Sir Soul now out of the picture. Man, it feels like this is just a really back and forth round, man. It's very lopsided, but still very close in terms of the score on the board here, as they will be able to take this one back. Nobody's around to contest, and moving into this next fight here, look at the ult advantage coming out here for the Christmas playlist.
Yeah, we have the Graviton Pulse Bomb right now. That's what they needed the first time that Graviton came down, and now they finally do have it. They are up 1-0 right now. They should be able to win this next fight if the setup is there, but look for these guys to scatter about. Look for Faker to try to get this high ground where we see him moving up already. This is going to be big for them right now.
Graviton surges out here. Pulse Bomb comes through. We'll see if he's able to find any kills. They do pick up the D-Mac onto Hazy, but Sir Soul just gets Calvin back up into the mix here. Still have a Primal Rage, but again, Karkar was taken down with the Sow Barrier here, because that would have been big for them, but even so, they managed to push him all the way back. The Primal Rage doing just that. They take the lead now, 75% here. One fight away from moving into the finals tonight.
This next fight is all about trying to find Faker and shut him down immediately. They do not have the Diva, so when he pulls this ultimate out here, they're going to have to make sure that soldier wins that fight. And wow, Moopy just jumping right on top of him.
Yeah, they use the sound barrier as well, so he's not able to find anything with that one. They use the nano boost on the Hentai Guy again here as Rudy, Barrage up top, finds one for himself. Sir Soul trying to do his best. He brings out the Valkyrie, picks up 2 Hurix, but they're at such a numbers disadvantage. Overtime is now in session. Hentai coming up on another Graviton Surge. He should have it. He's going to drop it. Hazy going to be forced to use that self-destruct, but he is still caught in the Graviton Surge. But Hurix LFT, they're bringing this one back, actually. They've got a few people in the mix, and now with Karkar out of the picture, might be an opportunity for them to pull themselves into this one here. They've got a few people remaining, but Moopy with the Primal Rage, that could seal it.
Hentai Guy definitely getting a lot of value out of that Zarya pick right now, just soaking up a lot of that pressure that's coming out from Rudy. And they pretty, I mean, with tremendous difficulty, I would say, due to the fact that they did not find the value out of the Gravitons that they really should have, then they're able to finally clean it up. But with 3 Gravitons, you would expect that to look a little differently, right?
Yep. This is play of the game coming out from Josiah. But Hurik's tremendous effort overall coming out from LFT, man. Did not expect them to be able to take a whole map and almost, take the series off of Sinatra's Christmas playlist. So